Hi, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your holiday break, and I hope that you've had a smooth first week. I wanted to send out this Loom video just to remind you of your responsibilities for week one of ELED 361 Social Science for Elementary Teachers. Because this is an online class and I don't get to see you face to face, I will try to do my best to put out a reminder or a video each week to make sure that you understand what I'm looking for when the due date approaches this week. So you see my screen, I'm in week one of content. The way I got there is I clicked on content up here in the nav bar, clicked on week one. This is what it brings up. So each week, what you're going to see from me is a document that looks like this. This is the comprehensive document that tells you exactly what you need to do for the week. And the reason why this is important is because not everything I'm going to ask you to do will have an assignment attached that you'll have to complete or submit down here. Some of those assignments will be done on a different site, 240 Tutoring, which we're going to introduce this week. So I just want to start by clicking into this document and going through that because that gives you an idea of exactly what you need to do for the week for the class. So first of all, this Nearpod lesson is on the homepage. It's called Welcome to Class. I'm going to come in and hyperlink this because if you're not sure where to find that, this would be confusing, and I apologize for that. So I'll do that after I'm done with the video. But that basically just goes through the expectations for the class for the semester. And it's important for you to just take a look at that. There's no assignment attached to that. So that's one of those things where it's just asking you to do that so you have an idea what to expect, but you don't have to submit anything for that. There's also going to be a Flipgrid where you're going to introduce yourself this week. And the password for Flipgrid will always be ELED 361 Flip anytime we have a Flipgrid assignment this semester. And we'll get back to this Flipgrid here in a minute. It's going to also ask you to read through units 1 through 3 of this Everything You Need to Ace World History in One Big Fat Notebook book. That seems like a lot of pages, and I want to remind you that even though that might feel overwhelming, some of the pages are graphics. Some of the pages only have a couple short little paragraphs, so it won't be 3 units of, say, a usual text. There also is an interactive feel to this notebook where you are supposed to actually write in it, answer questions, put sticky notes, highlight, because I want you to come back to this resource often so that you can help prepare yourself for teaching social science or social studies, but also passing that social studies praxis test. That's important. And we want to make sure we're doing what we can to get you as much knowledge as you can and give you as many opportunities to see that information as possible. And then finally, you have a Google Slides to complete over these units, and we'll get to that down here too as well. So here it's going to remind you, everything you need to know to ace World History in One Big Fat Notebook, you're responsible for units 1 through 3, and that's these pages here. And what I'd like you to do is answer all the questions at the end of the chapter. These are kind of just your knowledge checks, seeing what you remembered, what you can what you picked up as you read. And then on the back side of the pages are the answers. So it's a good way for you to check yourself. And it's also a great way for you to see, am I reading just to get through the pages, or am I actually thinking about this content, trying to understand it, trying to find a place to store it in your mind. So that comes with highlighting, underlining, marking, answering questions, writing notes, putting sticky notes, things like that, anything that will help you there. I'm never going to ask you to turn the questions in because, like I said, the answers are on the back page. So you have the answers. That's more of a self-check for you. But in terms of studying for a praxis, this is a really great way for you to go back and self-check yourself on some of this world history information that sometimes can feel like a lot. What you are going to do with those units, though, is you're going to make me a Google Slides for each chapter. So there's 17 chapters. And for each chapter, you need to have a slide. And on your slide, you're going to give me 5 bullet points about the entire chapter. Anything that you think are main ideas, things that you think I should know, things that you think you should know. And then on that slide, you also are going to summarize. What was the chapter about? Was it about a war? Was it about taking over land? Was it about exploration? Was it about art and the Renaissance? Was it about travel and trade? You're summarizing it. And this is for you to kind of put together what was the purpose of that chapter. And again, it goes back to you finding a way to make that content knowledge solid in your brain so you can go back and think, what was the main idea or main point? So for each slide, for each chapter, you're going to have an image, 5 bullet points, and a summary. Now, some of you have asked, what if I can't get it all on one slide for each chapter? Could I have more than one slide per chapter? And my answer there is yes. But just remember that the reason I only had you do one slide is because I don't want it to be an overwhelming amount of work. I want you to be able to look at the chapter and think, what are the 5 main ideas? So these shouldn't be like paragraphs. These should just be short sentences or bullet points. So that is your assignment over the reading. And you're going to make sure that you take that Google slide and you're going to save it as a PDF. So you're going to download it, because in Dropbox for D2L, you are going to need to be able to upload it. So you don't want an editable document. So the first thing you do every time we use Google, anything in Google, you're going to download it as a PDF, and then you'll be able to upload it into the Dropbox. So that's where you're going to put that Google Slides assignment. Name it with your name or the name of the assignment and put it in there. And that's going to be due on Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. So there is a Dropbox in D2L. I'll show you where that's at in a moment. So let's go back to the D2L page and we'll pick up a couple other things that you're going to want to take a look at this week. Number 1, here's where that Nearpod of class expectations is. So that's where you saw on that sheet. It's also under the getting to know or getting started part of the course homepage. Here's that Google Slides assignment that I just talked to you a little bit about. And here's an introduction Flipgrid. That's where you want to introduce yourself. I'm going to click in here and just show you what the expectations are there. Tell a little bit about yourself, your hometown, or something unique about you, whatever you feel comfortable with, and what your comfort level is in this area, in social studies and world history and anything like that. And I would like you to just watch your other classmates' videos just so you know who's in class with you. So you should be able to click on the link to get to Flipgrid, or you can join with this join code. And a reminder, if it won't let you in with your email, use the blue click join as a guest link and the password here. The one other thing that I want to talk to you a little bit about this week is we are going to be going to something called 240 Tutoring. You'll see this link up here in the nav bar. And 240 Tutoring is going to be our online platform where we practice and learn about all of the topics that we're going to be covering in ELED 361. So this week, probably tomorrow, from me, you are going to get an email, and it'll actually come from 240 Tutoring, but I'm going to submit it to submit your emails. They're going to send you an email, and it's going to ask you to create an account in 240 Tutoring. That's going to be important for you to do, because from now on, you're going to have an assignment in 240 Tutoring each week. So I'm going to show you, this is where we're going to be, the Praxis Elementary Education Multiple Subject Social Studies. So you'll see that right here, it shows me I only have 11% of this module done. We won't be hitting any of these other modules for this class. For this class, we're only going to be working on this multiple subject social studies module. So if I click into that, you're going to see that for each of the components of social studies, so here's U.S. history, geography, economics and civics, sociology and anthropology, and world history, there are sub-units. So for example, this is where we'll be working in the next couple weeks. Ancient history, world history from 1900 to 1945, and then 1945 to modern world history. Each of these sub-units, when you click into it, is going to bring you to a place where you can go through and read or watch videos about the instructional content. So this all is going to be on ancient history. There are flashcards that will help you practice or learn or memorize. And then there are sometimes one quiz, sometimes more than one quiz, usually 10, 11, or 12 questions there. So the instructional content will look like this when you get in there. Sometimes it'll be videos, sometimes it'll just be reading. So you'll be expected to watch all the videos or read all of them. And over here, it'll show you where you can click into to change what's going on there. So in this unit, they're going to talk about ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, ancient Rome. And for each one, you'll go through all of the modules that they show over here. And sometimes it's videos, sometimes it's content, sometimes it's both. So it's going to walk you through some of the main ideas. Once you get through those videos, it's going to give you the option to take a quiz. And the quiz is going to be over the questions or the main ideas for the module. Sometimes when you're watching a video or reading, you'll see a little exclamation point come up. And I would say pay attention to that because that's your reminder that this is important and it's probably going to be on the quiz. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be using your quiz grades as an assessed grade in the grade book. So for example, on this quiz, I got a 10 out of 11. So that would show up in my grade book as a 10 out of 11 or around a 93%. The beautiful part about these quizzes is you can take them as many times as you'd like. The questions and the choices might be in a different order, but they're going to be real similar, if not the same. So there's no reason why you should ever not pass these quizzes because you can take them multiple times. So I would strongly suggest keep taking these quizzes until you have the grade that you desire for a couple of reasons. That'll help cement that information for you. And then also, I just want to remind you that that is a grade for the week. So for example, this coming week, starting on Wednesday, I'm going to assign this ancient history module, and I'm going to look and see how you did on your quizzes. And that's going to be part of your assignment and part of your grade. And you'll want to make sure that you do all of 3 of these parts because this program that we have has a 90% pass rate of the praxis test if you complete all the components. So that's really our reasoning for having you use this program and do all of these modules is we want you to pass this 5004 social studies praxis test when you get done. So we are going to ask you to make your way all through the 240 tutoring modules during ELED 361, and then we're going to ask you to take that praxis test right away after this class. So be prepared for that. So every time you click in, content, flashcards, quiz. And sometimes there's more than one quiz, so keep that in mind. If there's more than one, you do all of them that are required. And then when you go up here, you can see kind of your profile and how you've done and how much you've mastered. I think it's important for you to know all that, and I will try to do my best to keep on top of that and explain that with you each week, but I just wanted to give you a brief introduction and tell you to be looking for that email from 240 Tutoring. I hope that you have a great day today. Sorry for the long video, but I wanted to make sure to check in with you and remind you that any of the week 1 information or content is due Tuesday at 11:59. That's January 19th, 11:59 p.m. I'll be looking for it. Have a great day, and I will send out another video and information on Wednesday when we start week 2.